everyone, and welcome back to Art with Sienna and Olivia. It's Sienna here, and today we're going to be creating a bright and peaceful landscape in Procreate. I'll show you how to build up the scene using simple shapes, colors, and details to make it come to life. Whether you're just starting out or looking for new techniques, this tutorial is perfect for you. So, grab your stylus, open up the Procreate app, and let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is, of course, make a new canvas by tapping on the plus over here and saying screen size. And now, how to start with all landscapes is by doing the background. So I have a color palette set up here. You can find it in the link below. So the colors I'm going to be using for the sky are these three colors right here in the first row. So let's start with this color right here. First color in the first row, kind of like a medium blue. And then for my brush, I am using the round brush under painting. And then my size is going to be, let's go for 40%. We can zoom out a bit. And then let's just go over the top half of our painting, just like this. We have three colors, so we're going to do about 1/3 of all of them for each of them. Perfect. So now let's go to our next color, second color in the first row. This cayenne blue. Perfect. And then third color in the first row. Perfect, so now we have our three colors. Now let's Gaussian blur this by going to the wand right here, and then go to Gaussian blur, and then slide to the right, and we get that nice effect. Perfect, just like that. Okay, now the second thing we're going to do is start doing our hills. So let's do that on a different layer, so by tapping the plus like that. And then for our first hill, I want to use this green right here, fourth color in the first row. And then let's lower our brush a bit. Go for 6%, let's see if that's good. Perfect. Okay, so our hill, this hill that's in the foreground, that's where we're going to be starting. It's going to be like the biggest thing in our painting. So we're going to make this hill really big. So it's going to actually start over here and then come down. Just like that. Perfect. And we can fill that in. Now we have our hill. Now I want to add some nice texture to it, like some grass texture. And to do that, we're going to stay on our layer 2 and grab a different brush. We're going to be going to organic and using the sword grass brush. Let's make our brush size a bit bigger. Let's go for 7%. And we're just going to come along here and make this grassy texture at the top of our hill. Like this. And now, of course, when you're done, this looks a bit kind of messy. There's two different brushes. So what we're going to do to make this better is turn on alpha lock. We're going to go to the magic wand, go to Gaussian blur, and then slide to the right to Gaussian blur this. Just like that. Let's go for 17%. And now you can see we have this perfect grass effect right here on the top, and it stays the same on the bottom too. Okay, now we can turn off alpha lock. And then now I want to grab or go back to our painting brushes, our round brush. And then now I want to color in some of this, since you can, when we Gaussian blur this, we can kind of see it. So we can just kind of come in here and just color in this part. Just a little bit. And then we can turn on alpha lock again, and then Gaussian blur it. Perfect. Okay, now we can turn off alpha lock. And then now the third thing we're going to be doing is putting some flowers on our hill to give it some more details and make it more beautiful. So let's grab the third color right here, or the fifth color in the first row. And then now we're just going to do these little oval circle shapes on our hill. Make sure you have a new layer. Just like this. You can put a lot, and then I'm going to add one more right here. Let's go more over here. Perfect, just like that. Now we're going to be drawing the petals, so let's go back to our layer 2 and then tap a plus so we have it underneath. And then now we're going to just choose some nice colors. So I don't have the colors in the color palette because I want you guys to have the ability to choose whatever colors you want. You don't have to do the ones that I'm doing. So let's start with this light blue for here, this flower. We can do the simple 3 petals, just like this. And then just keep going. So we can do this pink one, but make it a lighter color. And do more petals. Like that. And then for this one, we can do a different design. So we'll grab a really light color like this orange. And do a 3 petal, but at the top only. And then we'll go back to layer 3, which is our middle of our flower layer. Tap the plus so we have one over it. Grab a darker orange and then cover this up so we have kind of like a lily type flower. Just like that, perfect. And then we can keep going. Like that. Let's grab like this color. We can even grab white. And then let's also do one more of that lily flower. So we can grab this light blue. Or let's actually go for purple, or even like dark blue to purple. So light, and then we go to that layer, and then do a dark one. Just like that. Make sure you make these flowers as colorful as possible. This one can be a magenta one. And then we have about 5 more to go. It's all really simple once you get the hang of it. To me, drawing these flowers are really calming because you can just like listen to music while you do it, or even just like think. We have only a little bit more to go. And our last one. And perfect, we got all of our flowers all ready to go. Oops. I actually want to make this one a bit smaller. We can just erase that. Just make the petals smaller. Perfect, so now we got our beautiful flowers, and then we can merge all the layers together. Now I want to add some more, but I don't want to keep drawing more, so we can just duplicate this layer by sliding to the left and saying duplicate. And then moving it around so we have all it. We can say flip horizontal, so we have different flowers on different sides. Let's go for this. And then we can just erase the flowers that we don't want. So like the ones that are floating in midair, for example. Like that. And then we can duplicate whatever flowers we have left on this new layer. So we can put some flowers up there. We can put some down here. We can merge all the layers now, and then I also really like this white flower. Oops. Make sure you're on freehand and on add. So we'll make a selection with this. Slide up with 3 fingers and say copy. And then slide up with 3 fingers again and say paste. And now we have this other white flower that we can just keep duplicating, putting in different areas. Just like that, and we can merge all of that together. So now we got our first hill with the flowers. I actually want to make sure it's on a different layer so we can duplicate it later to put it on other hills. Perfect. Now I want to start with the other hills in the background. So we can make a new layer on top of this. Actually, let's go behind. So we'll go to our sky layer and make a plus so we have it underneath our hill and our flowers, but above our sky. Okay, so for the first color for our hills, I want to choose the 6th color in the first row. And we're going to start with the hill over here. So let's make our brush a bit bigger, 5%. We can zoom out just a bit. And then we're going to come over here on the top. We can tilt our canvas a bit. We're going to come over here on the top and make a hill shape that comes down like that. Make it a bit bigger so it comes from over here. Just like that. And then we can fill this in. Color whatever we have. Make it more fine. Perfect. So now we got our first hill right here. Let's make this a bit more flat, just like that. Perfect. And then now for our other color, our other hill, we're gonna get this last color in the first row, and we're gonna make it come out like this. So we're gonna make it come like this, and then like that. And then make sure you close the shape, so color this in, and then drag it in. Let's make this bottom a bit more refined, just like that. Perfect. You can even make this one come out a bit more. Like this. Perfect. Okay, now for our river, how we're gonna do this is go to our sky layer, and then we're gonna tap the plus so we have it underneath everything, but it's above the sky. And then for our water, I want to choose this first color in the second row. We can make the brush bigger, 37%, and we're just gonna color in this space in between these hills. And then we're gonna come over here and stop at the edge. Let's actually go again and go like this. Just like that. Now, if your thing is exactly like mine, you can probably notice that the ocean is almost exactly the same color as the sky, and we're gonna have to fix that. So to fix that, we're gonna go back to our sky layer, make a new layer above it. We're gonna go to this little N right here, and just go down to add. And then we can turn on clipping mask, and let's grab this light color right here. And we're gonna make a little half circle like this, and tap that one. And we have this kind of sun effect that's about to go down. So once you have that, we're gonna go to the magic wand and go to the Gaussian blur and slide to the right so we get a lighter sky like that. Just like that. Perfect. That looks amazing, and I think we're done there for that sky. Just like that. And then you can merge those two layers together. Okay, perfect. So now we got our base kind of hills, our flowers, and then our ocean. So now we just gotta add some shadow and all the little details. So the first thing I want to do is add some clouds. So we'll tap plus so it's above our sky but below everything else. And then I want to grab just pure white, make our brush a bit bigger, 41%. And then just come over here and make these little rounded motions like that. We can go a bit smaller. And just makes rounded motions like that. So they start high and then they come low. So we have that nice cloud effect. And I want to blur this just slightly, so Gaussian blur. Let's go for 3%, and you can see it's blurred slightly right there. Okay, and then now I think we can go for the shadows and all the light and adding that. Okay, so let's start with this hill right here. So we can go here, tap the plus, go on the N, and go to multiply. Say clipping mask. Grabbing the screen, and then coming over here, down here, and then Gaussian blurring it. Yeah. Let's also add some add, so like this, and then come on the top for add. Since later we're going to add a sun and it's right here, so it's going to be reflecting off the top of our hill. Let's go for maybe 71%. Perfect, just like that. And then we can merge all those layers together. Now let's go do the same thing on these two hills in the background. So multiply, clipping mask. Let's come on the bottom here. And then let's go over here. Tap and hold to get this dark color. And then Gaussian blur it. Then let's do the same thing but add, so adding light. And then Gaussian blurring it. Let's go for 86%, since I think we did a bit too much, so we can blur it really nicely, like this. Perfect! Okay, now we can merge those three layers together, and then let's go to our ocean. Okay, so for our ocean, I'm going to grab this blue color, make our brush a bit smaller, so 17%. And I'm coming in here and making the little shadow of the ocean that, of the hill. So like that, we're just going to follow the shape. Like that. And then we can merge those together, and then we're going to do another multiply layer. Because I want these to be on different ones, because we're going to blur this one now. So we're going to come along here. And come over here. Add some shadow there, and then we're going to blur this. like that. Now let's add some ag. It's gonna look so pretty. So you can kind of just do a little line like this. And then let's Gaussian blur that. Just like that. Perfect. So you can see we have that light right here and over here. And then we can merge those layers together. And then now I want to go to our flower layer and then duplicate that and put that on these other hills. So we can duplicate that. And then let's flip horizontal and put it on this hill. So we're going to make it smaller since it's in the background. And then we're going to delete some. So let's tilt this slightly higher. Not that high. Let's go for like that. And then let's erase all the flowers that are flying off our hill. Perfect, that looks great. You can even duplicate this one, or keep it like that, and push it more up here. We can add some more, then erase some. Perfect, just like that. And then we can merge all that together. Oops, like this. Next, let's duplicate this one right here. Saying duplicate, and then saying flip horizontal, and then let's put it on this hill. Like that, perfect. And then now we have flowers on all of our hills, just like that. And we can merge all of them together and then add all the shadow and light to them now. Because I want to add it on all of our hills first. So let's grab this middle color, this yellow, since it's the same for all of them, and put it on some of them, like the ones that are in the back, like this. And then let's Gaussian blur that. Just like that. Maybe even more, actually. Just like that. Let's go for 87%. And then we can merge those together, just like that. Okay, perfect. So now the next thing I want to do is actually add some more details to our ocean or our river. And to do that, we're going to go to this little wrench right here. We're going to go to Canvas, turn on Drawing Guide, say Edit Drawing Guide, and make sure it's on 2D grid, and then you can say Done. And then we're going to go to our layer 5, which is our river, and turn on Drawing Assist. And then we're going to grab Pure White, make sure our brush is a bit smaller, like 2%, and draw these little white lines in here. Let's make our brush a bit smaller, maybe even 1%. Perfect, just like that. And we're going to make these little white lines right here, different sizes, which is basically like this river is so calm that there's like no waves, just like these little ripples in the water. Like that. Actually, let's delete that one. Oops. You can actually keep that one right there. Let's actually undo that one. Maybe right there. Like that. And I think this looks good. And then we can go back to our wrench and turn off Drawing Guide. And then we can also turn off Drawing Assist like that. And then now we have that nice white ripple effect. Okay, now one of the other things I want to do is add a nice little whale in the background, its tail coming out of the water. Let's see, so to do that, we're going to make a new layer like that, above our water, but below the hills. And then for the color, I want to use this blue right here, second color in the second row. So let's make our brush bigger, 3. And then maybe even 2%. We're going to make a little fin, like this. So it's going to be rounded and then come in and then be like a point. So we can color this in ourselves. Just like this. We can make this a bit more pointy. Let's just refine this a bit more. Perfect, just like that. And then I actually want to erase some of this. Perfect. And then we can duplicate this thing, our fin, and then flip horizontally, and then just put it right next to it, like that. And then we can merge this together, and then make it a bit smaller. And then now let's add like the bigger part of the tail. So let's go to our brush. And then we can make the brush a bit bigger. And then we're going to do like this part of the tail. And and then round it at the end like this, and then fill it in. Perfect, so now we got our whale tail. That rhymes, whale tail. And then you can make it smaller like that. That looks perfect. And now I want to add some shadow to this water right here, even more. So multiply the clipping mask, and we're going to do the water around our whale. Let's get a darker color like this. This. Just like this. Perfect, and now we get that nice effect, and we can even blur it just a little bit, like 1%. Perfect. That looks really good. We can even make this a bit more refined. Just like that. Perfect. Now we can merge that together, and then let's add some shadow to our whale tail. So on the bottom sides right here. And then we can Gaussian blur that. And then let's add some light. So add. So we can just make like little streaks of light like that. Add one right there. And then merge all that together. So now we've got our perfect whale right here. And then now let's just add two things, our sun and some seagulls. So we can make a layer above everything for our sun. And let's grab this yellow. So third color in the second row. Make a nice circle like this. Tap and hold one finger to make a perfect circle. And put it right in the middle. So right above our whale tail. And just fill it in. Next, let's add some shadow to our sun too, and some add. So say clipping mask. And then for our shadow, let's make it bigger. So 5%. We'll make a little dot in the middle. Get that dot color, and then make another circle around that. And then let's Gaussian blur that. Okay, now let's add some add for some light. So at the top here, like this, and let's blur this shadow right here a bit. You can even add some more on the bottom here. Just like that. Perfect, so now we got a nice sun. We can even blur that a bit more. Perfect, and then we can merge all that together. So now we got our sun. We can make it a bit smaller by going to this little arrow and going to uniform. Let's go maybe like this. Right there. Make sure you have that blue line right here because that's the middle. Just like that. Perfect. And then now let's draw our final step, which is some seagulls. So let's grab pure black. Let's go for 2%. And then let's first draw some wings. So we're going to draw... Okay, let's make our brush a bit smaller. Or even... Let's see, actually. So let's go for 2%. That's actually good. We're going to make this little kind of half of a V shape that comes in and out like that. And then we're going to duplicate that. So you flip horizontal, make sure it's on the same kind of line. Like that. We can merge it together. Or even before we merge it, let's move this one a bit closer, just a bit. Like that, and then merge it. And then let's draw a little round half circle for the head. Push this in a bit. And then make the back. So it comes out, and then a little rounded line for the back. Let's do this little black tip for the tail, and then a little black tip over here on the wings. Like that. Just like this. Perfect. And then now let's fill this in with white. So like that. And then I also want to add some white strokes in here. So put it at the most bottom for our brush. And just add some little white lines in here. I think that's too much. I only want to put like a few, so maybe like 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. And then we can make this a bit smaller. We can tilt it a bit. And then let's duplicate that and put another one. So like this. We can make this part of the wing going over that wing. I think that looks good. So they're like flying to the sun. And then we can merge all that together. And then if you want, like how I do it at the end of every video, I tell you that if you don't want to merge all this together, you totally can leave it in case you want to have more flexibility to change anything later on. Or you can just merge it all together if you really love it and you don't want to change a thing. And there you have it, a beautiful, relaxing scene brought to life in Procreate. I hope you had a much fun following along and picked up some helpful tips. If you give this a try, I'd love to see your artwork. Feel free to share it in the comments. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more creative tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!